guys, Average Woodsman here. So I wanted to just do a quick video on the gear I'm going to be bringing with me to the Pathfinder basic class. I'm going to be going there at the end of the month, 23rd through the 25th. I know it's been a while since I've made any videos. I've just been super busy lately with just a bunch of stuff, new job, new place, all that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm pretty excited about it. I've heard a lot of good things about the class. I know that one of the things I think is a misconception for people, at least from what I've read in the videos that I've seen, is that people hear basic survival course and they think that it's going to be easy, and from what I understand, it's anything but that. So just give me 1 second. I'll lay out all my gear that I'm going to be bringing with me, and we'll kind of go over it, because the gear list that they have is pretty specific, and I'm not bringing anything besides what they have on the gear list. I'm not bringing any extras, because from what I understand, you have to carry your pack with all your gear in it everywhere you go when you're going out to get materials for deliverables and exercises and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not trying to carry a bunch of extra gear that I'm not going to use, quite frankly. So give me 1 second, I'll go over everything. So you're able to see everything. So this is all my gear laid out that I'm going to be bringing with me. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not very much. Everything inside the pack weighs about 23 or so, 24 pounds. So it's not very heavy, well under 30 pounds for sure, 100%. First, let me get into the pack. Obviously, that's going to be my main container. Carrying everything, this is just my Waysport Reindeer 35. The Reindeer 55. It's a 55-liter pack. It's made by the company Waysport. They're a Polish company. So it's made in Poland. It's not made in China or Taiwan or any of these companies. Not outsourced. It's made in the country of Poland. I've had it for about 2.5, 3 years. I've used it a lot, and it's holding up really well. I have a couple other Waysport packs, and they seem to be really good, solid packs. One thing I really like about this specific pack is that it's very simple. So you have the main bucket and then the main container. It has all of these really cool drawstrings on it, so you can cinch everything up. It has the two side pockets, which you can actually take off, and then it has the main lid, which you can actually take off. I forgot to get my beef jerky out of there. It has the main lid, which you can actually take off. So it can actually expand also. The main portion of it, the lid can expand about another 12 liters or so. So if you had to stretch this thing out, you could get to about 67 liters, which is pretty good. Also, it takes a lot of the aspects of backpacking. So, you know, with the adjustable suspension system, and it has internal frame. It's an internal frame pack. It kind of takes a lot of the good aspects of a good backpacking style pack, and uses and kind of melds it together with materials that you would see in like a military style pack, which I think is pretty cool. So the gear list is very specific. They want you to bring specific items and little to nothing else. And it kind of adheres to the 10 C's, which is obviously the Pathfinder system in and of itself. But I'll just go over what I'm bringing specifically. Like I said, it adheres to that 10 C's. So obviously my cutting tools. I have my knife, which is just the Battle Horse Knives Highlander H1. It meets all the criteria that they specify for the class. It's high carbon steel, non-coated, 90-degree spine. This is full tang, a 5-inch cutting blade, and I just have it in the Battle Horse knives. They're leather sheath. On the back of it, I have my sail needle, which we'll get into that in a little while. But that's one of the requirements, is to bring a heavy duty sail needle. Baco Laplander folding saw. I mean, everyone knows Baco, the Baco Laplander. I've had this thing for a long time. Hasn't let me down. I know the Silkies, they cut a lot better, and I'll probably invest in a Silky one day, but this is what I have. Just my old one-handed trekker, the SAK one-handed trekker. I mean, I've had this thing for a long time. They say that you're supposed to bring some sort of a utility type knife, like a Leatherman or a SAK, so I'm just going to bring my one-handed trekker, just slip it right in my pocket. A lot easier than carrying a big multi-tool. Next is fire. So from what I understand, you do a lot of fire making in the course, so they recommend you bring specific items. So of course, a 1/2 inch by 6 inch ferro rod. This is one that's been used a ton, still in good, still in really good shape. I just have some Gorilla Tape right here attached for the handle because it didn't come with a handle. They recommend you bring 2 Bic lighters, so I have just one regular Bic lighter, and then I have one that's in just an Exotech fire sleeve. They recommend you bring some sort of a magnifying glass. This is my grandfather's. He gave this to me before he passed away. I believe it's either a 6 or 8 power, I can't remember. And then just a flint and steel kit. So just a piece of flint, and this is the Essie high carbon steel. I like that because it has the bow drill divot and it has a nice 90-degree spine on it, or a 90-degree edge. So next, containers. Like I said, they're specific on what you should bring. I'm just bringing my Pathfinder cup and bottle set. Sorry, I've been using this today. I'm out here. The weather's been beautiful here in Florida. Been doing a bunch of hiking and camping. Just bringing my cup and bottle. You boil water and you make char cloth and things like that. So they recommend that you bring a stainless steel cup and bottle, which I'm just going to bring my old Pathfinder cup and bottle kit. Cover. So you're supposed to bring a heavy-duty reusable space blanket. Just bringing this one. It's been pretty good so far. I've used it about 3 or 4 times, just practicing shelter building and stuff like that, and then one time camping, just an overnight, and it worked really well. They also recommend that you bring 4 55-gallon drum liners. Now, these are not like the ones you buy at the local hardware store. They are specifically 55-gallon drum liners. These are 6 mil thick. These things are heavy duty. I mean, they are the most heavy duty trash bags I have ever seen in my entire life, and they are hard to find. Remember, these are not the things that you just buy at like Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart. They're not the same thing. Those are generally between like 1 to maybe 2. If you're lucky, maybe 3 mil. I've never seen 3 mil at any of my local hardware stores, but I have seen 1 and 2 mil. These are 6 mil, just to put that into perspective. They're super heavy duty, and supposedly if you show up with trash bags, from like I said, from what I've read quite a bit and I've seen quite a few videos, if you show up with just like a regular trash bag, you will be miserable. So I just went ahead and sucked it up and bought 25 of these online. Like I said, they're not easy to find, and they're not cheap. But I went ahead and sucked it up and bought them, so I have the actual proper 55-gallon drum liners to bring with me. So we have some cordage here. They say, a 100-foot roll of bank line, number 36, which is what I have here, and then 25 feet of paracord. I have about 40 foot here of just regular old paracord. So I got Gorilla Tape. That's another thing they recommend, a large roll of Gorilla Tape. They recommend that you bring a compass, and they recommend specifically on the site the MC2, the Suntu MC2, which is what I've had for a long time, and then that you bring Ranger beads. You're going to do a lot of navigation, from what I understand. So I've never used Ranger beads personally. I know how to use a compass pretty well, but I've never done any type of pace counting with Ranger beads, so that's going to be really cool and interesting. But I just made these with some beads that I bought from, I want to say, Walmart, and just some paracord that I had left over and just laying around. I also am going to bring my Pathfinder notepad. They recommend that you bring some sort of a notepad. So this is a large one, and it's a Right in the Rain. Headlamp. They recommend you bring a good headlamp. This is just my my core, my Petzl core. It's in this little Princeton Tech case. It has extra batteries. This is a rechargeable, so I brought extra batteries just in case, because from what I understand, you're going to be doing a lot of stuff at night also. Get this thing back in there. Obviously, cotton material. Now, I am not going to bring my Spyderco bandana just in case they want us to cut up any of our cotton material and use it for making char cloth. I'm going to bring just a cheap bandana that I have, one of the dollar bandanas that I got at Walmart. But I'm out here, like I said, I'm out here camping and scouting around. So I always bring my Spyderco bandana. And then I'm just going to bring a shemagh. I mean, this is a shemagh I've had for years. It works really well, and I'm going to bring it. It says to bring cotton material. Now, one thing I want to talk about again is that they recommend that you bring a sail needle. I just tape mine to the back of my knife sheath. I've been doing that for years. I notice a lot of people do that, and like I said, I've been doing it for quite a while. I'm sure you guys have seen on other videos. But that covers that portion, the sail needle, if you just have it taped to the back of your knife sheath. And I'm going to bring a couple other things. They recommend that you bring, obviously, any type of hygiene items. So I just have a bunch of wet wipes, you know, for cleaning myself, and just some toothpaste and a toothbrush. I don't really have any medications that I need. I don't have any health issues. I guess I could maybe throw some ibuprofen in there. I might do that, but other than that, I don't really have any issues. I'm going to bring some gloves with me, a rain jacket. This is just my military surplus parka. And for sleeping, since I'm not bringing a tent or a hammock or any type of, you know, elaborate sleep system, I'm just going to bring my little inflatable pillow. This thing literally weighs nothing. It doesn't take up any room. And I'm going to bring my sleeping pad, which obviously doesn't weigh anything either, and it doesn't take up very much room. And just in case we get any type of rain or snow or anything like that, I have my little pack cover. And last but certainly not least is food. Now they recommend that you bring food with you because obviously they don't supply it, and from what I've read and videos I've seen, everyone says do not bring like freeze-dried food or food you're going to have to cook or elaborate meals or anything like that, because you're not going to have time. From the time you get up to the time you go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're doing stuff. So you're going to be exhausted. You're not going to have time to sit around the campfire and cook and do all that kind of stuff. So I just brought a bunch of stuff that I can eat quickly and on the go. So I have just cashews. I have beef jerky. This is actually beef jerky I made myself. This is just some extra beef jerky. I have Quest bar, a bunch of these little vitamin C, electrolyte packs to help with my water. I have some sardines. I love sardines. Packs of peanuts here. Some more meal replacement bars. Quest cookie, and then just some trail mix. A lot of calories here, a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrients, kind of to make sure that I have everything that I'm going to need to keep going without having to stop and cook and stuff like that, because you're just not going to have time. But that's pretty much everything, guys. You know, I'm going to do a follow-up video once I get back from the class and give you guys my thoughts and all that good stuff, kind of do a mini review, and I'll let you guys know what I did right, what I did wrong, what gear I would change, just to kind of give you guys an idea. All right, I'll catch you on the next one.